Hi there, I'm Kathy Crow. This is the Crow Cottage. I forgot to put my little Crow Cottage sign up there. I kind of forgot about that today, but I hope things go better. Last week, oh my goodness, that video just wasn't good enough. I couldn't even put it on YouTube. I'm gonna have to completely redo that one. I also forgot to do the drawing, but I'm ready to do that today. Now today I'm gonna do some things with a pattern mask. Stampin' Up! Has a bunch of these, and you can make them yourself too. You just cut out, you know, really cool outlined. Like this is the brick wall. This one came from, this is a retired one, so you want to make sure you grab these when they're available. Hi, Jewel and Andy. Thank you guys for tuning in. Last week was such a debacle that I was afraid no one would bother with me this week. Hopefully, I'm going to do that flip card again. I just felt like I wasn't doing well anyway. I just didn't feel, hi Trudy. I didn't feel like I don't know. I felt loopy. And then as soon as, and I wasn't on any medication, as soon as I realized my video was freezing up all the time, and there was nothing I could do about that. That was internet stuff. Today, no wind, so we should be good. But I don't know if you guys have any of these. This was called Pattern Party decorative masks, and it had clouds and a brick wall, and so I snapped that one up. They're plastic, so you know you can make them yourself, but then they're going to be paper and they're going to be one-use deals, you know, unless you laminated it, and you could do that. If you ever do that, make it out of cardstock, laminate it, and then you could keep using it like forever. This also is a really big one they had. They had hearts and stars. Oh man, and it's so big. You could use this for the backgrounds of nice shadow boxes, couldn't you? But today, we are not using those two. I just wanted to show you that there's actually a variety you can use. What we have in our catalog is called the Basic Pattern Mask, and I'm going to use that. I guess I didn't decide what I was going to use. I've played with it, and the card I was going to make was a baby card, and it was using, I am going to use the circles because I forgot to get it out. I'll have to grab it out. The Oso Ombre, I guess it's ombre. The Oso Ombre, thank you for sharing, Andy. I keep forgetting to say that. I need to make sure I say it several times because people don't realize that's really what I need you to do badly. I badly need you to share. Thank you so much. So please share. Hi, Mary. Good to see you. You have them? Awesome. I'm glad that you don't use them, in a sense that maybe I can inspire you to grab them out today, because one of the things I'm going to do is really cool. In fact, I'm going to show you what I made well, I can't hold it up very well, so when I flip the camera down, I'll do it. So I'll show it to you. I made it for my granddaughter. If you have grandkids or nieces or nephews or even just kids in your neighborhood that you would like to spread some joy into their lives, there's a lot of really cool things that Stampin' Up! Gives us to do that with really inexpensively. So we can just buy, thank you ladies for sharing, appreciate it. Then you can, you know, buy these things and have them on hand, and then it's, again, you know, the initial cost is a little bit of an output, but hi, Teresa, I haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for letting me do this for you. Oh, letting you know. Andy, awesome. Andy, you are so good. Share to your friends, otherwise there's no way. My notification to share didn't come up, which I'm probably relieved about. Every time that does come up, I'm never really sure if I'm sharing to everybody, which is what I'm trying to do, or if it's just going to one person. And the person that comes up is never somebody who would be ever interested in a million years. Isn't that just the way it is? So I'm going to draw I put the names in from the last 2 weeks because I forgot to do it last week. And then... and then I am going to assume, you know, last week I feel like the people who shared the week before were in the video for last week, and I felt like, well, I'll just combine them. But the people who actually were watching last week, you really went through a lot to to watch it. By the time I saw it on my Facebook, you know, it wasn't quite as bad, I suppose, as it could have been, but it was not at all something I could share on YouTube. I'll have to, or on my website. I'll have to redo that project, though. It was a really good one. Okay, so I have the names in here. I'm going to go ahead and stop fooling around. We will draw and see. Andy, congratulations. You won today. And thank you so much for sharing, ladies. I do really appreciate it. It's the only, even though you think probably I've shared this to all the people who I shared it to, you know, they're not going to be interested because they haven't done it before, but you never know. And you never know when somebody that you shared it to might decide that they want to share it with somebody else that they know. And so I really appreciate it. Hi, Jean. Awesome. I'm going to get you guys up here on my computer. Right now I can't see your comments because I flipped the phone over. But let me take a minute here and try to find it on my computer so that I can see who's with me and what you're saying, what you're talking about. I know that this morning I did something that I normally never do. I never post food and recipe things on Facebook, ever. I rarely share them, and that's because weight is a major issue for me. I mean, it's really hard for me to not eat things that I shouldn't be eating, and basically that everything falls into that category. I'm allowed to eat so little that, like, everything's not in my ability to eat category. So anyway, today though, I guess it was a week ago, I went over to Ethos Bakery. I shouldn't have gone, but I was taking a catalog over to my friend Carol, and she lives so close to it, and it's one of my favorite places. So I went over there, and they had a scone that I'd never had before, and scones are like my downfall. And so at any rate, I did have it. It was a cinnamon pecan scone. It was so wonderful that when I told Jeff, I ate it all. I was going to save half of it for Jeff, but I didn't do it. And then, anyway, let me go. It was so good. I came home and I thought, I am going to have to get... I'm going to have to figure out how to make that. And I have a bunch of scone recipes because it's one of my favorite things. And so anyhow, I did figure it out. It's pretty close. In fact, I might like mine better because I think I have a little more frosting on mine and I have more nuts for sure. Okay, so here's our Oso Ombre paper. And I forget who the demonstrator was that I saw doing this. Ooh, we've got like major light issues here. What can I do to make that better? Let's see. I bet you're the problem. Let's see if that helps. And if not, then I'll have to readjust. Okay. Now, so there, I saw on our demonstrator planning site, that somebody had used the masks with this ombre paper, and it's you know, there's this pattern too, which you wouldn't be able to use so much like with a mask, I don't think. I mean, you could, but I think you'd lose a lot of the effect. But this just plain shaded part, this is going to work really well. And you probably saw this already. If you did, oh well, you're going to see it again because I wanted to just share this with you really quick. I'm not even going to make a card with this because I have a lot of other stuff I'm doing, but let's just try this one. Okay, now she did the dots and it looked fabulous. I did a card with that. It was really cool. And I loved it, but I do think that this one will look really good too. So I'm just going to go ahead and tape this right down onto this mat. This is like glass, so I can just go ahead and sponge on it and then clean it off, and it won't be a big deal. And then this will stay nice and this is a 6-inch square, you know, DSP, so I don't really care if I don't do the edges, and then I will just make use of whatever I do. I don't need to if it's a 6-inch piece, when you're doing stuff like this, you always want to do a bigger piece than you're going to probably actually use. And then that way you can cut away the parts that you don't like so much. So we want to stick with that color. You could use another one, like yellow would probably look really good. Or if I was going to do this with a masculine theme, gray or brown, that would look really great too. But I'm going to just stick with the color. But let's see. Yeah, let's just go ahead with Granny Apple Green. This might end up being more green than I want. Let's do Just Jade instead. Now, Just Jade's going to have a little bit more of a blue tone to it, but that's okay. And then I did notice it works great with our little blending brushes. So you're just going to sponge in. Now, you want to sponge darker on the bottom. If we're going to do the ombre thing, we want to do darker on the bottom. Okay. And you can see I'm just going right on. I'm not even bothering going to the side and working it in. I'm just going right on top of this mask. Down here, I want it to be dark. So it can be on there pretty strong. I'm going a little faster than I normally would just to try to, get us going here. I think I would want to do it more like this speed. Let me do it the real speed. Okay, this is the real speed now that I would be doing it. If I was doing it by myself, it would be like this. Okay, gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay, but I am with you guys, and so pretend that I am with like a whole bunch of kindergartners. I am trying to teach math, things that they'd rather just play with all the manipulatives, and they do not care about the concepts at all. And I'm just quickly trying to get the ones who, half the group already know what I'm going for and just want to play. 3 kids in the group are ones who have no clue what's going on and could care less. And those are the 3 I'm trying to teach something to before their hands get on those manipulatives. So that's what that feels like when I'm doing that. All right, so I'm trying to get this done quick enough that you're not just so bored looking at it, and we move on to something else. But isn't that fabulous? I mean, look at that. You just are going to love what you can do with these. And I know you already know it. I'm sure, like Mary said, she's already got these, and she just doesn't use them very often. You forget, because our DSPs have such beautiful patterns in them. Oftentimes we buy those, and then we just forget all about the fact that we actually have some fabulous things we could be making that have the colors we really want. Now, I don't know about you, but I will use this. This would go with our Forever Fern really well, wouldn't it? But I'm going to move it and move it out of the way because I'm not even going to use that today. I just wanted to show a few people some of the great things you can do with masks. And I actually didn't make too big of a mess there, did I? I'm sort of surprised by that. Anyway, all right, so let's get that all nice and dry. But the point I was trying to get to before I just distracted myself again was that you can do the colors you want. Again, our DSPs are nice, but some years the colors speak to me more than other years. This happens to be, the annual catalog DSPs I loved mostly, but these newer ones, what did I do with my clean? Oh, there it is. I need to clean this guy off before I forget all about it. That's where all the ink is. So it wasn't on my mat. It was on this. And then I will just do this to get the ink off, but go ahead when you're done and take it into the sink and do a thorough washing, because the ink does get down in there, and that just brief little wipe just kind of keeps it off of my hands more than anything and gets most of it off, but you'll want to clean it more thoroughly. Okay, So that's that with the mask. And you can, you know, I do like a black background on DSP and all of that. That's very nice because that's not something I'm going to make very often. It's hard to get that much ink on something to make a real strong black background, you know, without just covering your whole self with ink. But I get tired of it too. So I have a lot of that, and it was nice to come up with something different. All right. So the other thing I want to do today, there's 2 projects I have in mind. And here is the thing I was going to show you that I spoke about and then said I'll show you when I get it down. Let me get all of my stuff off of it. There's like, I've got all these letters cut out, and I just went on the internet and found, because my program wasn't working right, that I thought I could do it myself, went and found a, you know, big letter, copied, pasted it into a document, printed it, cut out the letter, and then that's my mask. And then I just taped it down and used, today I'm going to use Forever Fern. All Things Fabulous is the flower you see mostly. I love this set. So this is actually the set I'm going to feature today. I threw in a little bit of my First Frost. This is, I don't even know if this is still available anymore. Is it, ladies? First Frost? That one might be retired. But at any rate, it has sort of this similar flower. So I just stamped and stamped and stamped. And then when I'm done, here is my little granddaughter's name, letter, initial. I took one of the Forever, you know, All Things Fabulous leaves and just kind of stuck them on to extend where it had cut off and I wanted it to. And I could take, you know, we've got filigree things and whatnot that can do a nice little vine. I even have all vine, the vine design set has a nice vine. So you could add to it after you're done easily, especially with a photopolymer stamp. You could, if you have one though that's these, this is photopolymer, but if you have the rubber cling stamps, not quite as easy to do that after the fact. All right, aren't you excited about this? I've done my E, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just send it as is. I might put a mat on it, and I'm not gonna fancy it up too much because I wanna give her something that she can just throw away when she's done. She can keep it for a few days, a week, a month, and throw it away. And it also is nice to send things like that to your daughter or daughter-in-law, because then she doesn't feel like she has to keep a memento of something you've personally made. Now here, my other granddaughter's has a J for her name, and J's kind of dull. My husband Jeff was very put out when I told him that last night when I was looking at all of the J's that I could do. I told him that's pretty dull, so I'm going to use it with their last name too. So I found a Getty image, so that's why it's got Shutterstock on there. And it came right to the edge here, so I'm going to have to move it over. And then because I don't want to make a big mess, I'm going to need to take some another piece of paper. Let me just grab a sheet of lined paper here and cover up my cardstock, because I don't really want to mess everything up. Oh, but I do need it to stop right there. Maybe I won't worry about it, and I'll just do a smaller one for her, because that's going to complicate things too much. So I'll just trim hers, and hers will be smaller. She's not going to appreciate it anyway. She's only about 7 months old. This is more for Mom than for her, and Mom can throw it away when she's tired of looking at it, which might be as soon as she gets it. I don't know, but it's just really my mother was a major manipulator, and she's passed away now, so I can confess for her that she was. I don't know if she ever really knew she was, but she was. And I learned early on to give gifts the right way, which was don't give gifts and expect things in return, please. Give a gift as a gift. A gift is, it goes, I'm so happy you liked it, or you were polite even if you didn't, and then it's gone, and I don't really think about it anymore after that, and I kind of hope and pray you don't also. Now, I've got some tape there because there's this little tiny piece, and boy, you know, that little piece is going to be problematic. I might have to make it a bit fatter with my masking tape. Let's try to make a little point here. I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out if I don't do that. Okay, that edge might be a little bit not on the rough side. I might have to clean that one up, but I'm afraid if I don't tape this down, then that little line's going to just go nuts when I start stamping on it. All right, so I'm just... This is going to be a little sloppier in the middle, I suspect, but I don't know if I really want as big a piece as my whole washi. Let's trim it. I'm going to get my I've ruined you many times scissors to cut this, so let's hope it will cut without cutting me. This is the trouble. I'm about to cut myself. I do that. How many of you do that? I do it all the time. I like go snip and then realize, my finger was there at the end of that snip and I didn't realize it until I'm bleeding all over everything. All right, I think that's good. All right, so we'll place this down. It's not terribly even or straight, but at least it's something, right? Okay, and then that way this is gonna be a divider between this J, and it really isn't a divider because you can see the M is part of the J. This is a pretty cool design, whoever came up with it. All right, now if I just tape down the sides, let's hope that that's gonna keep everything nice and steady as I stamp. Now this isn't going to take terribly long to do. That's the other thing that I love about it. It's a very fast little project that you can do, and it's so fun. It does all of our stamping stuff. Really, really fun. I'm going to turn my light back on again and see what happens. It might like go all nuts again, but if it doesn't, oh well. I'll put a stamp set here. Maybe that will help. And I'll turn it off if it's too bright. Okay, ladies? Now let me make sure. I do need my pad to be ready to be used. All right, so All Things Fabulous. I really would get this set if you don't have it. Oh, and I forgot. I better go grab my host code really quick. That way, if you did want to order anything, you would see a host code. So I've got the number for the mask. The Forever Fern is also what I'm using today. And the All Things Fabulous is not a bundle anymore, so you don't get your 10% discount. That must have come out a couple of years ago. It's like new for me. I am just getting to it. So I don't know if you can even see this. Hopefully you can. I'm probably going to cover it several times. All Things Fabulous. It's photopolymer. This is why I bought it. Oh, use the tear and tape, easier to cut. Okay, thanks, Mary. That's a good suggestion. I have it, and like it's right here in front of me. Well, somewhere. There you are. And yeah, it would be easier to cut. I wouldn't have thought of it though. Thank you for that. All right, it has these dies. These are the Fabulous Floral dies, and they do match. The other really great thing about this set, because it's a 2, 3, 4, and 5 step. Actually, a 6-step stamp thing if you want to. You can make this a separate flower, or you can combine it with these, in which case, if you combine it with this, which I've done, and it looks great, it gives you a 6-step. You can get all those colors on one flower, 6 colors. This one, the little one, is a 3-step, but again, you could combine it with these others if you wanted to. And I have other flower stamps like this, but they weren't photopolymer, so they were just totally useless to me. Even with the Stamparatus, I couldn't really get what I wanted because, I don't know, it just wasn't working. But the other thing about this is that each of these stamps has the die number. Oh man, I don't know if it actually has the number on here though. That was the thing, because I thought as I went through it, does it really have the number? It doesn't. So what use is it if it doesn't even have the number? Our dies used to all be numbered and they're not anymore. Dang. I just noticed it last night that they actually have the number of the stamp on it. But what's the use if you don't have it on the die? So never mind. We're going to just go ahead with it. I did use just the little flower. So we're going to use the 3-step stamp for the little one, and then the big one's pretty big. I might be able to use that with this one because it's a lot bigger than my E. We'll see as we go, and then I'll use this as a separate one as well. I have numbered mine so that I remember what's the darkest ink I'm going to use. So there's 1, and this would be the next lightest, which oftentimes I do as a stamp off one. So I would start with a stamped off image generally, because I want it to be really light, or I would start with Petal Pink, something very, very light. That would be my lightest color. And then the next one, I would only stamp off maybe 2 times and stamp that. And then maybe the next time I'll stamp off 3 times and stamp that. That's what you can do if you want to use 1 ink color. But it's fun to play with the different inks. So you're just going to have to see what I decide to do. And we'll see what happens with it. I'm going to use this case to kind of figure out, which stamp is which. So this one is this one. That's number 1. And then this, let's just take this off. Because what's going to happen is it's going to come off. Eventually, I'll just get frustrated and peel it off, and then I'll throw it down, and then they get lost, and I can't find them again. So we'll toss it over there. I'm going to wonder later where that is, but I'll live through it. This one's the next one, so that one's there, and then this is number 3. I'm going to get them all out. That way I'm going to know what I'm doing. This one is for this one. And this one is this one. This one is this one. And then I have them numbered and I can see, because I don't have that. I couldn't do that really as easily on here. And I actually didn't even want to mess with this too much. Because I handle it so much, I just assumed anything I wrote on it would disappear, be illegible, and I would make errors anyhow. All right, so we'll go ahead and tuck that back in there, and now I've got my case ready to go. I'll just set it up here. All right, so we are gonna just go ahead and stamp, and I'm gonna use this for my pineapple punch for a flower center. I'm going to start with Calypso Coral, but it's going to be stamped off quite a bit. So you could also use Petal Pink. It's kind of the same effect if you use Petal Pink as that stamped off a bunch. I've got Flirty Flamingo. I don't even know if I'm going to use it, but I think I am. And we'll put you up here. And Melon Mambo. I'm going to keep you handy because I am going to use you, but I don't know if I want to. I'm afraid I'm going to get confused if I get too many colors going out here. All right, because I can see it if I have it tipped, but it's harder for me. I guess I have that one in. I can see that one. Some of them do and some of them don't have that. I guess I can see that, so let's hope for the best. All right, here we go. Are you ready? I hope I'm ready. All right, we're going to take a smaller block so that I'm hopefully not making too big a mess, and we'll start with this. I do need a piece of cardstock that I can do my stamping off on, because I'm going to do a lot of that. And I don't know, do I want to start with the larger flower first? I don't know, I'm a little scared. Let's do that. Let's start with the larger flower first. We're going to do this with Melon Mambo. All right, Melon Mambo. Let's see how strong you are right at the very beginning. That's pretty strong. So let's see what the second generation is. And that's better. It's still a little strong. Let's see what the third one is. And I think that's what we're going to go with. So we're going to start with a third generation of that. And I'm going to take you down just a little bit more. You're not going to see maybe all of my ink pads so much, but I don't want you to miss what's going on here. So we're going to go 1, 2, and this is going to be the third generation. I see that there's some more extra ink here because I didn't press evenly apparently, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to just go ahead and go with it. Okay, there's 1. Oh, I've got that stripe there. That's going to interfere, so I can't really do it there. 1, 2. All right, we'll put you right there. I'm going to do it over on the side here, the generating. Well, let's see. Let's go like this. It's just going to be very random. So, you know, you can just do whatever you want to with it. Let's see. Let's do another big one down here. And I want to get that tucked down a bit. All right, very good. So that is it. I don't think I'm going to use any more of this big one, so I'm going to clean that off. Of course, it's colored permanently red now, but oh well. And we'll put it right back on the case where it was. So now I know I've stamped that off 2 times, so we can go ahead and use this one. I'm going to just use the same color, and we're going to just do the same color, and you can fit it right. You can see pretty easily where it fits on your flower. Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna have to bring that down so you can see it better. It's so cute. This is, I do think this, of all of the 2 and 3 step flower stamps I've got, I think this is my favorite one. All right. It's very forgiving because you're going to see as I go along here that I'm not doing nearly as good a job with this second and third placement. It doesn't matter. It's very, very forgiving. Okay, we're going to go with a different color. And this is the last one. I don't think I want pink. I'm going to go with yellow so we can get something a little more distinct there. Okay, and we're going to go right in on the highlight there. I kind of missed, but oh well. Okay, there we go. So that is that. That flower is pretty much done. I can put the center in. There's a I could do this and do a center up here. Let's do one just so you can kind of see what that's going to look like. Let's make sure I'm getting it in the right place. Probably want it like, I'm going to stamp off. I don't want that to be too bright there. Okay, you probably can hardly see that. Maybe I should do, let's do Flirty Flamingo and stamp it off quite a bit, just so you can see what that looks like. It puts a little bit of a top on there, but I'm not going to need that, so I'm not even going there, because I'm probably going to put other flowers in there. All right, let's go ahead and do the smallest one. And I'm going to start with Calypso Coral on this one. Again, we're going to need to figure out how much strength do we want of you. Probably just the second generation for you. Okay, so we'll go here. This one I love. I'm going to do quite a few of these. so cute. I'm so glad to see our sun out. Aren't you glad? Oh man, it's been a gray, gray winter. We usually have lots and lots of sun in the winter. And, you know, even though it can be cold, we still usually have a lot of sun. And, oh boy, this winter's just been, to me, terribly, terribly gray. And we've had a couple of winters like that, so it's just been so nice to see the sun out. I went and did a really great long bike ride, a couple of them, at least couple, maybe even 3 this week. It was really nice to be able to be out there. Okay, we'll get one more in there, and I'm kind of covering up the one that I did because I didn't really like how that turned out so much. All right, so there's that. That one, Calypso Coral, cleans off really nicely. Now we'll get our second step. I've got some ink here. Let's get all of that off. And got ink on me, but I think it's off the block. I'm going to put my, let's see, I don't want Calypso Coral for this one. We're going to use, I think our Flirty Flamingo. Let's test it and see. Maybe I better keep it in order. If I get them out of order, I'll forget what I've done. Nope, I better, as I get talking, I'll forget what I'm doing. Oh, that's not going to be as strong. I don't think, yeah, I don't want that one. We're going to go with Melon Mambo. Okay, put you back there. We're going to go with Melon Mambo. I'm a very, you know, habitual type. So I'm just testing here to see, do I have another one? Kind of. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just use this. I'm going to stamp it off for the first one just to make sure that I like what I'm doing. And then it kind of shows on the flower. This part is going down here. Okay, pretty good. Let's do a darker one on this really dark one here. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm moving it up just a bit because I want to make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing here. Too dark. Let's do second generation on this. And I'm going to move a little faster. It's going to be a little sloppier than I'd probably do if I was on my own, but I don't want to make you see everything in slow-mo. That could get a little old. All right. Oh, that's Flirty Flamingo. I just added some, I added some Melon Mambo to my Flirty Flamingo. All right, there we go. So that is done. And clean it off. All right, and now we'll do this one. Oh, again, I've got ink on my, I don't know how I rock them so much. I try not to rock my stamps, but I do. All right, we'll get this guy on here. This one's gonna have to be just straight yellow. I hope it shows. I'm not sure that it's really going to. Okay, it doesn't really even matter where you put it in, I don't think. It's, if it was really dark, it would probably matter more. And but I can still see it. It's not like it's hidden at all. It just adds that little bit of brightness, you know, that would be in your flower. I am so excited to see some flowers again out in our yard because we had, I think I did that one off. Oh well. All that snow covered up my helleborus, and they look like nothing happened. They're all out. The crocuses are out. It looks really nice out there. And some pansies. So cute. Okay, I think I'm ready for this flower now. This is the biggest one. So, I don't know. Maybe I better put my leaves in. And I smeared the ink a little bit there. So I'm thinking that's going to be too big. This is what I did last night when I was working with this. On the E, I had even less to do. But then I ended up needing to add a little bit more. But, so I think I'm going to put, I don't know, I'm just thinking this one spot's going to need something. I've got other things to add, so I'm not gonna do any more flowers for now. Let's put these away. We'll get the leaves going, and then I can add the little extra textures afterwards. It's tempting to just do a lot of fill, really tempting, because it's fun. You're having a good time. And I'm not sure that this is done. I'm going to just sort of gingerly set it off on the side because I want to do the leaves from Forever Fern. These leaves are fabulous. You've got big ones, you've got little ones, you've got eucalyptus, probably bay. I really don't even know what these leaves are, but I want something with a fairly good sized stem, but nothing too ridiculous. I can't use this one, it's just too big. All right, might have to. I didn't really want to use this one, but I might have to. It's a little bit more graceful. The leaves are just a little more graceful, but if I use this, I'm going to have to be careful about placement because I really don't want the leaves going on top of the flowers. Let's stick with the teeny tiny ones first, okay? And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do from there. And I'm going to just use Just Jade. Now this is a cling, so it's a little trickier to do. I do need to do a second generation for sure on these. Oh no, I don't. That's pretty good actually. Let's not do a I thought I did last night. Oh well. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Don't want that stem in there too much. Okay, one of my little silly questions for the day is if you were a cartoon character, who would you be? Do you even watch cartoons anymore? I used to watch them, you know, before we had kids. I guess because I was a child. I loved them. The old Warner Brother cartoons. I mean, I didn't watch them all the time, but I did watch them. And then children came along, and I was terribly busy. And then they got old enough to watch cartoons, and I loved watching cartoons with them. It was so fun. And I just don't ever watch them anymore. And yet Jeff and I do really like them, and we have watched them occasionally. I have them available so that when grandkids do visit us, we have quick cartoons we can put on. It's a fun thing to be able to watch with them, especially the ones we like because, like I said, we watch the old ones, and I feel like it's good for them to, you know. All right, let's see here. Let's try. These leaves are a little bit stronger. They're smaller. And they're going to be a little bit more, maybe, easy to get on here. So there's just the set of 2. Now there are a bunch of flower parts. I'm sorry I'm not getting to all of these flower parts because you can use them. These are, I believe, parts of like a little pansy or something. You can add them to this. You can do them separate. I actually like adding them too, but I don't use them much. If you do these with just the singles, you can make all kinds of different patterned flowers. So that stamp set really is fabulous. Now this is a very strong leaf though, so we're going to definitely do a second generation of that. Okay, let's tuck you in there. Don't want too many loose stems in, you know, just kind of hanging out. So I'm trying to keep my stems to themselves a little bit. Oops, that didn't even stamp. I got my block on there. Isn't that bad? That's why you want to keep that clean. For some reason, it's not going down in there. I'm not sure why. We're going to try it again. There we go. Nice and dark. I'll have to take my, I'll cut it, but I also am going to have to do some doctoring there. I'm very sad about that. That kind of ruined the whole piece somewhat. That's what happens when you rock your block. Better to rock your block than to knock your block off, I guess. Okay. Yeah, Mary, aren't these leaves gorgeous? And this one is too. These are really pretty, and you can manage the color on them just with all of that different stamping. Okay, now the reason I have First Frost out here is because of that thistle. The thistle is really spectacular. One thing I didn't get before I do the thistle, there is this cute little spray. Now this little spray, I think I'm done with these flowers. Let's put them away. Then I can manage this a little bit better. Okay, put you there. And you there. I think you go there. You do want to get these right back on the proper one. It's kind of important too. And that one there, and that one there. That one there. All right. Okay, now there's this little spray. I use it a lot. You can use it all by itself. It does have, you can make like lupins or kind of a sort of a lilac with the blossom that goes with that. Just that little blossom. You can even turn those into leaves if you want to. But I like to use it just as its own little spray. So we're going to go ahead with this strong melon mambo. And wherever I wanted to just add just another little something, I can stick in my little spray. And you could do it, obviously, any color here would look great. I could have been using my green with it, or some of that coral. That would look good. I'm kind of losing my design. As you can see, I'm not really sure now here what's showing and what's not. Kind of losing track of it a little bit in my mind. So I rocked the stamp again, or the block. I better just stop and clean that before I make another big mess. Got it all on my fingers. And time's kind of going now, so I need to hurry up here. I don't know. So I was talking about cartoon characters, and when I saw that silly question, I thought, well, when I was a kid, I thought I was more like Bugs Bunny, but that's just because I would have liked to have been probably more clever than I am. But I would not want to be Bugs Bunny now. Isn't that funny how perspective changes? I actually don't want to be like Daffy Duck, but I think that's probably more like my style. Okay, we want some thistle. Now thistle I'm going to just do with crumb cake. And, you know, to be honest, it probably won't even be seen. It's pretty busy. It's just that I really like that thistle. It's so pretty. So we're getting it out. This was one of my favorite stamp sets. I was new, a new demonstrator, trying to get a bunch of samples done, and never got to it as much as I would have liked to have. All right, crumb cake. Let's see if we can add just a couple of thistles. I don't really want the whole stem. It looks like it's got glitter on it. I must have done something glittery at some point in time. So you can kind of see it. I just really like it. It's cute. I don't want the stem to show, so we'll try to hide it here. Since it's not showing up much, I don't have to worry too much about placement really. But it is going to kind of give a background fill. That's another reason I'm doing it, just so that you don't have a whole lot of white. See, I don't want it really going in there. Let's turn you and go this way. Because I'm trying to get this line. This line needs to be pretty distinct here, doesn't it? All right, maybe here. All right, I think we're ready for the unveiling. This is the exciting part after you've gotten all of the stamps done that you think you need to get done there. And the other thing about this letter thing, I haven't done anything but flowers, but this would be a really cool thing to do for a boy. We've got, you know, the car thing. There's lots of animals. I don't think we have a sport thing right now. Actually, I don't want to take my tape off. This is just the paper, remember, on. Oh, I forgot. That's just the paper, so that won't even show on my project, I don't think. Okay, we'll gingerly take you off. Okay, and then I don't really have to, I want to keep my tape on the sides, and then I can handle this a little more easily, maybe. Oops, this one I did tape on the bottom, just to keep my paper to it. Look at you. You can see that's a JM, can't you? Isn't that cute? Okay, don't you just love that? Now it's pretty bright. Let me turn my light off. Hopefully you can see it better. If not, I'll put my light back on. All right, now, if this was not, you know, needing this line here, I think I would fill in with some leaves. This is probably the only spot that I'm thinking, we definitely need something added there. And this, I think, might do the ticket. Wouldn't that be cute? There, you can just take your stamps and figure out which one do you think would look best. I want a nice spray, but it doesn't need to be too huge. That's probably overwhelming. All right, we'll go ahead and try this. I'm going to just do part of it. I'm not going to do the stem and everything. All right, where's that? All right, give it a go. I'll try to keep my stem out of it. But I do want all of that leaf. Maybe a little of the stem. All right, because the whole thing is going to show. Now, I could mask it if I wanted to, but I don't think I need to. So here we go. Pretty cute. And I might want to do something else there, but I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't really want to just put a ton of stuff on the top. And I'm not seeing really too much. A lot of the time you'll look and you'll see, you know what, those leaves just, they seem to kind of be cut off. So let's take one of the, little tiny ones like this. We could add those in on the bottom because it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit heavier duty on the bottom. Don't think I want that whole stem. Let's take some of that off. Okay. And I'm going to keep the stem on this one. Let's see, how are we going to do it? And you can see I can just kind of go right over the top of my other ones. It's not that big a deal. I kind of accidentally did that. I kind of felt myself go double on that one. It probably wouldn't have been quite as sloppy if I hadn't done that. But it's still not bad and pretty easy to fix. If you took your little pen, and you could fix that pretty easily. All right, let's see, what else do I want to do? Let's take the tiny leaf I had, the little double double one. We'll have to stamp it off, of course. And I just think we might need a little something, well, I don't know, like right here, or I don't know. I don't want to ruin my point too much. I'm afraid I'll muddy up the design if I mess with it too much. I've just got a couple of things I'm not sure I like, but as I'm playing with it, I'm thinking, I can't really improve on that. I think that's going to just mess it up if I do more. And so there we go. We have, in a pretty short amount of time, I did last night's E, and now I have my J and M. And so I have one more grandchild to do, but I won't do flowers for him. I will do something, oh, I know what I can use. Our moving along stamp thing will be really cool. Okay, I'm almost done, but I do want to do one card. And I got out, I was looking for the pink. We've got some really nice foils that are pink, you know, rose gold and pink foil. You know what? I couldn't find it, so I got my old Grapefruit Grove foil out. And I think we are going to just do a little quick mask with this. So let's take our pattern mask, not this one. I want to use this one. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to use that one. Again, this is from our basic pattern mask set. And once you get that on there, now I've got, it's just, I'm going to just tape this mask. Make sure I'm going on the right side. I had it upside down. You can kind of feel which side is the correct, and it doesn't matter, I don't think, but just in case. Let's do this right on the pink. I think this will be pretty. We'll see. Maybe it won't be. We'll see. I haven't done it yet. Just, I just thought, I want to use this stamp set so that you can really see how quick and easy you can make some beautiful cards with it. All right. Get the other corner down. You don't want to shirk on your getting that down. So did you decide what kind of who's your favorite? If you were a cartoon character, who would you be? And so the reason I would say, well, I don't want to be Daffy Duck, but I would be. Do you remember the cartoon where he's, he decides that he sees that there's a reward offered for the Tasmanian devil? And so he goes to get the Tasmanian devil, and the Tasmanian devil's very vicious. He's a lot more fun than the new one. They've got a new Tasmanian devil. It's not as much fun. The old one was never talked, and he just whirled really fast, and he was mean. Okay, so we are gonna do Flirty Flamingo on here. And let's see how this turns out. I think you're going to like it. Flirty Flamingo, you're going to be so pretty on this. But Daffy Duck has to take him, and he figures out that he likes music. So as long as he sings to the Tasmanian devil as he's walking along, the Tasmanian devil follows him. So Daffy sings all the way to town, taking the Tasmanian devil with him to collect the reward. And partly, by the time he's almost there, he's losing his voice because he's been singing the whole time. And he's singing, I'm looking over a four-leaf clover, you know. And that, you know, I learned a lot of songs from the Warner Brother cartoons. Good songs, good old Americana, you know, folk songs. They were the popular songs of the 40s and 30s and 40s, probably. And who's going to hear those songs if they don't watch an old Warner Brother? They're not going to know these songs, and they're great. At any rate, he lost his voice. The Tasmanian devil's about to kill him, And he just squeaks out the last until he gets the money, and he says the reason he did it, he's a coward, but he's a greedy little coward in the way he does it, and he takes the dollar bill and shakes it in front of the camera. It's hilarious, okay? It's a cartoon, but it's hilarious. Now you can clean your brushes. I have been doing that, although I have enough of them. I could probably keep them, but just as a pink one, but just to be sure that I'm not going to be transferring ink, I have been washing those. So I'm going to set that aside to wash later. And let's take off the mask, and then you'll see how awesome this turns out. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love it. It is a fun technique because you just I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's just super exciting for me every time I see it. All right, and then it's easy to do like a monochrome color scheme and not be boring. You know, I really like monochrome color schemes. They're really pretty, especially just white. I think white and crumb cake or one of our grays, like gray granite, just are beautiful, but they don't photograph all that great. In person, you see it and think, wow, that is fabulous. But, okay, now we're going to take a card stock, and here's my little masking one. Maybe I should get a clean one that I can stamp off on. Okay, and then I'm going to just do some stamping. I think what we want to do, we're going to take this and I think we'll make it as diagonal. So we'll just stamp in the corner. And let's use, oh boy, let's maybe, which one do I like the best? Let's do that one. We're just going to do a couple. We'll do the big one. I better pull out my stamps again, though, to make sure I know what I'm doing. Otherwise, I will get them all mixed up. So that one's there. That one's there. And there's a round, that one, the bud. The bud at the top. And we'll go with Flirty Flamingo. We're going to go ahead and stamp off the first one. Okay, I'll put you right there. Oh, it's dark right in that spot. Isn't that funny? Sometimes little lint gets on it. Just a tiny bit of dust or lint, and it really attracts. And, you know, I am just wiping these off on my Simply Chamois, which looks terrible, but is actually fairly color-free. But you do want, when they get a lot of color on it like that, you do want to get a good stamp cleaner and get it cleaned off, because it can kind of stay on there, I've noticed. Okay, we're going to go ahead with this one. And the point is just going to go down there. It's a little dark. I could have probably stamped off on that one. Because it's a little dark, I think I am going to make this just a little darker also. Let's try to get right back on the same spot. There we go. That's a little darker, so it's not quite such a contrast. And then the last little bud at the top. Let's go with a whole different color. We'll do our Melon Mambo. Stamp that off. And you can see the circle where it matches the little circle. It goes off. I tried. It went off a tiny bit, but that's because I'm in a rush. You can get it so that it's perfect. I've done it. I really have. I've really done it. Okay, let's do just the leaves. And then I'm going to be done with this stamp set. I want to get this card finished and and get us out of here. There's that leaf. Make sure everything's running on my camera okay. I don't think I'm freezing today. I am so relieved. All right, we do want to stamp that off. It's dark. I'm gonna go right there. Well, that's going to be covered up because I'm going to put my masked paper there. I'm not getting that one. This is why it's important to touch the top of your block when you're inking it up. Because otherwise, that's why my impression's not always coming through all that well. And I'm going to go ahead and just do our sentiment, I think, right here too, just to get that done. Let's see, what sentiment though do I want? I don't know that I want. I don't really. I need birthday is always what I need. So let's grab. I'm going to just get my friend off of this one. Then I can use this however I wish. I can use it as a birthday, or is that, oh, I think that says good luck. I don't want good luck. There is a happy birthday one on here, but it might be too big, and it doesn't have the right font. I just am going to do my friend, and we want that in... do that in non-mambo. Let's see. I better do it like there. All right, very good. Now we can put our card together and we will call it a day. All right. So you can have all kinds of fun making masks. Masks are a good thing to make with your, you know, with your kids. And we've got those pastes that you can put on that make it a raised kind of surface. It's really cool. Let's sit back down and put the camera back up here. And we'll finish those cards. All right, so this is going to be my background. I'm going to just cut this in off diagonally. I mean, I'm not going to cut that off diagonally. I actually am going to, I want this to cover it diagonally. So I'm going to just pick the side I think I like best. I don't really need it to be exactly corner to corner. The thing about it is if you cut your paper like this, then you're going to get 2 cards out of the 1. All right, so let's see if that's covering it. Perfect. Okay. My blade's getting dull again. I got to just get a new one out. I have it in the drawer. I need to get it out because there's all these little fuzzies. Replace it. I keep just doing this, but when it starts to get ridiculous, I need to just break down and get that out. All right, isn't that going to be nice? And then we can put our foil on the back. So don't you like that stamp? That is so pretty. The other thing I could do with this that would look really cool is to take our, where is it? I've got it over here somewhere. There it is. Our tasteful textile. And we could emboss it. We could do the whole thing, and that would look pretty cool too. I don't know if I really want to take the time to do it, but it would look really good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just go for it and finish this card. I'll put the black, oh, the glue on black, the glue on. Do you remember Foghorn Leghorn and the dog? That is a cartoon I always loved, one of my favorites. So I would probably not want to be the dog, but that's unfortunately who I would be. I'd be the one getting all of the tricks played on me. Is this a new glue? It is. That glue is giving up the ghost, so let's quickly try to open up a new glue. Now the trouble is this glue is going to really run out since it's brand new. So now I'll probably get too much glue out. All right, let me stand up here. You don't want to have a whole bunch of glue on your foil where your card is not going to be. It mars my foil. I hate that when I do that. This one I think would look best raised. So let's grab out a few dimensionals here. Sometimes Foghorn Leghorn got the worst of it. Not very often though. It was usually the dog. Linda, it's nice to see you. You showed up. Yay. I hope you have a wonderful day. We have got such fabulous weather today. I sat out in our garden a long time. It was so nice. Just thanking God for the beautiful sun and the birds. They were flying around like I wasn't even there. I did see a hawk come flying down, though. Like, he definitely was getting something. I'm sure not in our yard, but in our next door neighbor's yard. And the birds suddenly stopped singing. They observed, I suppose, a moment of silence for their friend. And anyway, I don't know if the hawk got what it was going for, but it certainly was headed for something in our neighbor's yard. And then the birds came back in about 10 minutes, but they were just dead silent for quite a while. All right, so this is just crying out for ribbon, right? Just crying out for ribbon. So let's find something over here on the side. I know I've got some more of that. This one's, I don't know if this one's still available, but this one is my favorite. I think it is still available. It is gorgeous. So we're going to let's tie a bow first. And then I'll snip it and see if I've got enough left to just wrap it around. Okay, there's that. That's not too bad of a bow. We'll snip the end there. Let's snip that end there, and then I have enough to go around. Grab some tape. That was just handy dandy tape on the side there. I don't really want it on that corner. It's not gonna go there the way I really want it to. I might have to do it like this. It's not exactly how I want to do it, but I think I'm gonna have to. That one I can take over like that. I think it'll work. There we go. Uh-oh, my other corner's not cooperating. I'm gonna have to work that one a bit more. This is a faulty, faulty corner. It's not cooperating all that well with me. Might have to go a little higher on that than I had anticipated, just to make sure my corners are staying nice. I just happened to grab that tape, and that tape is double-sided, so it's holding that nicely. Okay, now my ribbon is just, you know, I didn't want it there, but that's where it's going to have to be, because otherwise, no, I don't want that. Let's grab a glue dot out. Those are not my biggest ones, I don't think. Those look pretty small. Do I have a bigger one? Yes. All right, let's see where we're going to put you. How about there? That helps quite a bit. So let's stick you. I think I need my little snips to do that. Let's just use a nail. All right. Rain. Thank you for sharing, Linda. Thank you again so much for doing that. I appreciate it. But even if it is raining, that just means you're going to have lots and lots of pretty flowers coming up pretty soon. I'm going to have to get out and get our yard watered. It's very dry out there now. All right, there we go. My husband's coming home. So we'll shut that door, and that is that. Very cute. He's done very early these days. All right, so we have got the back to attach, and this one is done. There's really room for, in this stamp set, some of those little sprays, and this spray is gorgeous. So let's do it. Let's grab, oh boy, let's see, where did I put my crumb cake? I think we might want to do crumb cake with that little spray. And let's do just a couple of those right there, and maybe one right coming out here somewhere, maybe there. I think that will do. Very cute. Now, so that you can see what it looks like, since I've got it right here and I did those sprays, let's do the little flowers on it so you can see how that works. Okay, let's put it down a little closer, and then you can see how that looks. We're going to need to use our Flirty Flamingo, but I'm going to have to make sure that it's generated like the second generation, definitely, maybe even third. You don't want to cover up the, oops, what a ding-a-ling. There we go. All right, this one here, let's see, 1, 2, we can do 2. So that's 1, and that there. Isn't that cute? Oop, I didn't, kind of got an effect there I didn't necessarily want, but it's not bad. And I got my block right there, and it smudged, so we're going to add another one over there. Like that. Just to kind of cover up my little smudge. Isn't that cute? I actually would have preferred my ribbon to be up there, but this whole thing wasn't cooperating with me, so I just adapted. That's what we do when we are making cards. You adapt. You just do your best. You look at it and think, well, it's not exactly what I had in mind, but it's still pretty nice. Right? All right,
Very good. It's always nice to have a new glue bottle. Actually glues. Glue comes out. I don't have to shake it. All right, there we go. Cute. Now I can turn this into a sympathy card, a birthday card, congratulations card, a thinking of you card, miss you card, like everything. Anything and everything, right? Isn't that cute? All right, so we did our basic pattern masks and this All Things Fabulous. Again, this one is not a bundle anymore. You have to buy the dies separately. You can't just type in bundle and have the dies show up, but it does match the Fabulous Floral dies, so you want to find those dies. They're pretty cool. They do cut these out really nicely, and it has this very pretty patterned cut out that would make a wonderful mask. If you cut that out, you could do a mask with that, and it would really look good. In fact, if I had thought of it, I would have done that, but I just didn't think about it until now. And then we also use this Forever Fern. This is actually one of my favorite sets. I wish my paper wasn't messed up in there. There we go. There we go. So Forever Fern, and I did use my old First Frost. I'm quite sure that one's been retired for a while. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. My camera actually worked this time. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it has a fit when I turn it around. Oh, Karen, it's nice to see you watching. I hope you are you gone? I think you are already gone. You said you were going to be gone for 6 weeks, so you're going to be gone. And so give that little guy a cute little guy a hug for me, okay? I bet you are so enjoying it. I hope the weather's nice over there. It's really nice here. If you were here with him, you could take him to the park for sure. It's really nice. And have a wonderful day. I will see you guys, my team. I will see you tomorrow. I'll do it online. And I'll make the little project that we're going to make, and it will be fun. Our celebration time has ended, so that we are done with all of the sales. For now, Butterfly Brilliance is a new stamp set that's going to be available for everybody in just a couple of days. I don't think it's out yet. I think it's a couple of days from now. But I've put something on my page about it. You can find stuff all about it. Really nice butterfly. So I'm looking forward to using that maybe next week, because that will be fun. And I can do that flip fold again, maybe, with the butterflies. So thanks for watching and sharing. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.